Aloha, everyone, and welcome to our latest live stream called Key to the Treasure. This is a short live stream in regards to the quote of the day chosen by my editor.
Nick with my angels.
I'm Neil Molokai Mystic. So, Nick, what is the quote of today?
This is the quote that I chose for today. And the reason I went to this quote is because I've been helping this since this morning, helping in the search of a dog in my community. So I was in the energy of the dogs, and I thought I will share this quote. And I'm thinking, like, maybe you can tell us who is Nappy and what this quote means to you.
Um, it wasn't until the evening of Nappy's transition that I experienced clairaudience, hearing him come into my room, and clairvoyance, seeing the imprint of his body as he jumped onto my bed with me. Nappy is actually a nickname for my basset hound growing up as a child. Actually, he transitioned while I was still a child. So his name is actually Napoleon Bonaparte. Uh, Beautiful, beautiful soul. And I used to talk with him a lot when I was little and still do. It's just different. So, so Nappy is my basset hound, biggest heart. Um, and he transitioned due to distemper when I was a child. But he was a big support for me in a lot of my first when it came to my spiritual gifts. Um, so that's Nappy, beautiful basset hound. And he was some hard lessons in my life, and I do talk about him in one of my chapters called "Mommy, I don't want Nappy to die." Um, and so Nappy had come to me and let me know that he was going to transition, and it was an interesting journey in discovering that sometimes it's not to my benefit to let everybody know what all I know and how exactly I find these things out. So this chapter really has to do with my conversation with Nappy in regards to him letting me know that he was going to transition, how he let me know he was going to transition, and the depth of the ways that we're able to communicate.
But can we all communicate with our animals?
If you're open to, yes. You know, you can communicate with more than just animals. You can communicate with anything that has energy, and everything is energy. So don't limit yourself. Some people think that um, oh, they have mediumship abilities, but then limit it when it comes to speaking with animals.
Mhm.
And then they think, well, I can speak to animals, but they limit it and think that they can't speak to their plants, or to a piece of paper, anything that has energy, you are capable of receiving messages from. So in this particular chapter, it really is a going over the different ways that we receive, and the ways that we receive are infinite. You know,
I see. Um,
Hi everybody.
I, Echo is saying here, remember when I asked if dogs have souls too?
Yeah,
So, what would you say about that?
absolutely, absolutely. Um, Dogs have souls just like we have souls. Why wouldn't they? Goldfish have souls. Everything has a soul that has a heartbeat. You have a soul. You know? Don't underestimate the little mosquito that you squished. You know.
So if I pull up the quote again and you're saying like you have seen the like the imprint of the body of Nappy on the bed with you. So this was a tangible proof to you that his spirit was around you.
This was a big aha moment for me.
Yeah, tell me about it.
So by the time, see, I didn't realize that having these conversations with my dog was unusual. I just figured everybody did. I was a little girl and Nappy was my best friend.
How
And
old were you?
I was 5. So, and he and I had conversations all the time, and I didn't think anything of it because it just was. He didn't speak using words, so I didn't speak using words. It was just the way he talked, and we just had our little thing going on. And it wasn't until um, he let me know that he was going to transition that I found out not everybody was doing it. Not everybody was having these conversations with him. And so when I went to my mom and said, I don't want him to do this. I don't want him to die. This was my first experience in losing someone physically like this. I didn't look at him as a dog. He was my best friend. So when that actually occurred, my mom was like, "Look at him. He's fine. It's just your imagination." I'm like, "No, he's gonna die. Don't tell me he's not gonna die. I know he's gonna die. He just told me he's gonna die." And so that was a real eye opener for me. That it didn't make sense to me. That how could she not know? How could she not? How could she not know? It just I could. It was really hard for me to grasp in the moment. And then I realized the more I talked about it, the more I realized that these guys aren't talking to him, or he's not talking to them. One of the two, it's like they're not being open with each other. And and there was something that Nappy had told me was that you feel more than others feel. And I needed to understand those feelings and to trust those feelings. Nappy always spoke to me very as if I was an adult. I was just a little kid, but the way he spoke to me was very mature. And like I said, this was the first experience that occurred in my life where I was actually going to have to endure that heartache. You know, um, I didn't know what that was, that feeling, as we were communicating, and he was telling me that what I was feeling was real. That emptiness, that sorrow, that depth of pain. I was like, I don't want this. What the frick is this? This is not good. I wanted to run away. I wanted to hide. And he's like, and he kept saying, that and I'm like, I don't want to know this. I don't want this. This is not nice. Um, and he said he would always be with me. And I didn't want him to be with me that way. I wanted him to be with me the way he was. So I was frightened. I was angry. Um, I was confused. It just was such a potent experience for me at such a young age. Um, so guys, if your kids are dealing with a pet that's transitioning, be there for them, because I got sent to bed. Okay, because when I said he was going to die, they're like, "You're crazy. He's fine. He's wagging his tail," you know. And I'm like, "No, you guys aren't getting this." So it was a hard lesson. And and like I said, it was my first experience of it, and him trying and trying to reassure me that this all had a purpose and that he would be with me always. And I'm like, not liking it at all, right? But the quote that you picked today from the book was my big aha, because when uh, now I don't know how many of you guys have ever been around basset hounds, but they're heavy. Okay, they're short, got little stubby legs, but their body weight is heavy. And you could hear Nappy walk into the room. I could hear his spirit walking into the room with those click, 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 click on his nails. Um, so that was like I'd already been speaking to Dude and stuff, but this was an external sound, you know. And so that was my first experience with click, click, click. And he needed to do this so that I could be aware that this came to me in a way that I knew without a doubt
It
it
was
was
him.
him, you know. And this was on the evening of his transition. So I heard that clicking. And so that was my first experience with clairaudience. And then to see the impression as you jumped onto the bed, because I was in the bed crying, just bawling my eyes out and feeling lost, and seeing the impression as he jumped onto the bed, as his spirit jumped onto the bed, and you could feel him snuggle up next to me and comfort me. Um, it woke me up to, yeah, he wasn't lying. He wasn't lying to me when he said I would be with you always, just not in a way that you're used to, you know. So that was for me at that age validation that there's more. When someone leaves the physical, there is that more, you know. Um, but I kept it to myself because I couldn't even convince people that he was actually talking to me, you know. Um, so yeah, that was a big aha for me. And then it took years for the other senses to come in, but he was there for me. He was there for me in regards to like the first experience of smell. Man, I was trying to figure it out. I was like, what the crap is this scent coming in? It was like mint and bay leaves, you know? The combination was so strong, and it was actually Nappy showing me this particular scent, introducing this scent to me, because what ended up happening, because I kept trying to figure out what are these two scents coming, where are they coming from? They're so
Yeah.
strong, they're making my eyes water, making my nose burn. But he was giving me the scent in a way that was from a basset hound. And you think about how strong a basset hound scent is, it's crazy. And what happened was he showed me a vision of him going through the doggy door, uh, and he would have to walk through on the each side of the little small sidewalk that we had right outside of the poor dog. He had to go through this all the time. We had no clue what it was doing to him, but he would go out the doggy door and have to walk through this little pathway to get to the big yard. But on each side of the pathway, we had mint leaves, and we had so what he was showing me by doing this, first the scent came in. What he was showing me was, this is a gift from the spiritual world, that you can receive messages from the other side, you know. And he was giving me this scent. One, it made me curious. It was so strong. It made me curious because I knew it wasn't in my immediate environment. But to smell it in a way that burned my nose and made my eyes water, I knew it was not my imagination. I was actually having a physical response from this. And then he showed me what it was. and that it was from him, and taught me to put scents that are not in my environment into a higher perspective of where these scents could be coming from. So, um, Nappy really helped me. A lot of people have mentors and teachers, and they go on YouTube and watch all these famous people. Me, I get a basset hound. Like,
Yeah.
so,
Tina, I felt that with my childhood pet. Tina, happy birthday.
oh,
I know
yeah,
it's your
happy
birthday today.
birthday! Happy birthday, Tina!
Hello, Jewel. That's a nice story of you and Nappy. Yeah. Uh, I really, it's one of my favorite chapters.
Yeah,
So,
I like my Nappy. Nappy's a
yeah.
good guy. Napoleon Bonaparte.
A nice name too. So I'll just put the quote one time again. If you see this quote, it's all on all our pages. Share it, share this video, and the book will be published soon, I hope.
It will. It's meant to be out there.
Yeah,
I'm not sure which avenue it's going to go through, but it'll definitely be out there. So, thank you guys. I hope this gives you a small key to your treasure. And thank you for watching. Namaste.
bye everyone.